Yes, the real media.
KJAG Radio and KMA Entertainment, your source for entertainment news and interviews in Central and South Central Kansas. The best of the best are here, and we go above and beyond to bring you the most bang for your buck. Find us on the social sites like Facebook and Twitter. Log on to kjagradio.com and jiggyjaguar.com for more.
Thank you. Good night. Back here on kjagradio.com, also transmediaww.com. I am, of course, Jiggy Jag out here in McPherson, Kansas. We are out here at the Best Western Motel, and Marilyn Maye has just kind of swung into town. How are you,
publicity for the Best Western. Actually, we're going to be at the Opera House.
Yes.
At the McPherson Opera House, which we're very excited about.
Now, talk to me a little bit about comparing this last time to this performance. What do you have planned?
Well, it's Christmas, you know, so we've got a lot of Christmas songs that we want to do, and we'll talk about a new Broadway show, and there's a cute number from the Broadway show that we love doing. What else? We do Take 5, you know, Dave Brubeck just passed away, and I recorded Take 5 on my first album.
Yep.
And it's been a staple with me. It's the tune you'll hear on my website. It's the first tune, you know, it's very important to me. So we'll certainly do that, and songs about life and the positive side of life, and actually the whole show is a party. It's actually a big party, so if you come, you'll come be prepared to have a party.
Now, talk to me a little bit about how you got started doing this whole musical journey that you've been on the last. Seems like thousands of years. You've been out there forever, and you only look like you're just like 30.
Well, you know, I've dedicated my life to this career, and it's been the thing that I know how to do.
Yeah.
And so I've been very, very fortunate in that I got to make a living doing this. I started when I was about 7 years old in Kansas. Actually, I started in Topeka, Kansas. So, and this year, in January, the Native Sons and Daughters of Kansas are honoring me with the Kansan Award of the Year. So I'm quite thrilled about that, which will be in Topeka, and they say the governor's presenting it, and so that'll be a happy time.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm really thrilled about that. The career has been nothing but singing, and I've been fortunate that I could do this all my life. Now I'm blessed because I've been doing this for over 60 years, and I still have my voice, and something has blessed me with that. Plus, if you use it, it's, you know, what is that? You use it or lose it?
Yes.
Well, I've used it, and I'm still using it a lot. We're going from here to New York. We'll be New Year's Eve in January in New York, and we were just in New York all in September for 3 weeks with a place called Feinstein's, and last spring we were there. So we're really kind of busy, and it's wonderful. I just did an engagement in Kansas City at the Folly Theater for 3 weeks last weekend. So, but we're thrilled to be here at this wonderful theater. I'm so glad that it's been restored. I think that's a great thing. And John Holacek is an absolute...
He is your biggest fan.
Well, he is
he puts you over constantly.
He's a very smart person, I think. And plus, he's very astute when it comes to this business. I think he knows what he's doing at that theater. And when we worked here last year, we had such a great time. It was just a really happy engagement. So that's what it will be tonight.
He's still talking about last year.
Well, he's going to talk about this year now, James.
Now, you started out, when we did a radio interview with you a couple weeks ago, you mentioned something about you have made more appearances on the Johnny Carson show than Johnny Carson.
Well, no, I didn't say that. Johnny said that at one time. As a matter of fact, I've done the show 76 times, but we have a clip of the 70. He was introducing me, and he said, "I understand this is her 70th time on the show, and he said, that's maybe more than I've done. But no, you know, he's so fantastic. And I hold the singer's record. There are Canadians that have done it more, but there isn't any singer that's done it as many as 76 times. So it was a joyous time in my life, and he was fantastic. The whole show, Doc Severinsen Band, was great. It was, you felt safe on the show. Dick Carson was the director, and he watched so closely during rehearsal for camera shots and watched what I did and when I moved and when I didn't move, that he was just perfect. It was really, really great camera work. And then Johnny, his words, and the band was great, and so it was a joyous time in my life. We miss it, don't we?
Yes. Yes, there isn't anything like the Johnny Carson show anymore.
There is not. No, there's no comedian that had his kind of fun, intuitive humor.
Well, and you mentioned to me when we did the radio interview that he actually paid attention to the performers.
Oh, he does. He did. When you'll see hosts, and the performer would be over there, and so the minute they introduce you, here's the camera, and here are the people that he's just done an interview with sitting here. Well, he would introduce me, and immediately he would turn away from those people and watch my performance over here. And I watch other many talk show hosts, and when the performer's on, they're
leaning in,
and then talking to each other. Never,
forth.
Johnny, never. He, that's lovely. So he really saw what I did and knew what to comment on. So it was a joyous time.
Chat with me about working with Merv Griffin.
Merv was darling too, he was musical himself. He was a singer. So we had that in common. And the last show I did with Merv, I did many of them in New York with him, but the last time was in Las Vegas. And it was remote from
Marilyn Maye takes Vegas.
Well, it was in Vegas, and he had his show in Caesar's Palace. And I remember great comedians were on the show, and that band too was great, But Merv was a very hip audience because he too was a singer, and he really understood what you did.
It's such all these people that have passed us by.
Oh, I
and
know.
Not a lot of people
Mike
left.
Douglas? You remember Mike
Oh,
Douglas?
yes.
I did the Mike Douglas show many, many times, and Mike too was a singer. He wanted to be a singer, and he was a darling host. I did that show many times. I can't. Well, Ed Sullivan. I did Ed Sullivan 3 times. See, we don't have those kind of variety shows anymore. So that's why New York is so important to me now, because we're in clubs, we're in intimate cabarets, and they seat like 120, 25 people, and we reach so many people that way. We sit there for 2 weeks, and you get all these audiences, so you've reached probably 2,000 or 3,000 people by the time your engagement's over, and it's just exciting. It's a wonderful time for me.
Now, you perform all over the place. You do, like, for instance, tonight with the Opera House. You're going to be doing the big. You've just done some big shows in New York in Kansas City and all these things. We're going
to Florida in February.
What is? You're like a road warrior. You're
I am a road warrior. No kidding.
Now, which do you prefer, the intimate venues or the big concert halls?
Oh, James, I know. I'm asked that a lot. It's that whole audience is one person. And whether it be a great big house, we just worked the Mabel Mercer convention in Rose Hall in Lincoln Center in October, and it seats probably 1,800, but that whole audience is, in my mind, there's one person that I'm working to, whether it be a small crowd or a big crowd. It's the audience is the star. You're not the star. The audience, in my mind, is the star. And I'm there to please them.
Why have performers lost that?
Well, I don't know.
Because there's a lot of performers anymore that have lost. They think it's the other way around.
There's no communication. I teach master classes, James, and I have a lot of singers, professional singers, and some that aren't. And in my classes in New York, mostly they're in New York, although in Florida we're going to do a master class there now, in February. But so many of them, I think, I tell them it's not about them, and it's communication. You have lyrics to explain and a story to tell. Every song is a little vignette. Every song is a story. And you deliver that to those people so that they can identify with it, I'm doing a song called The Secret of Life. And it's a great moral. It's a great philosophy to pass on to those people.
It's such an amazing time. You've got all this knowledge that you've got to share with all these people, because I see a lot of these musicians out there, and you see musicians and then you see Marilyn Maye, and it's two different completely categories.
Well, I think if people I think they will reach more success if they realize that it's not all about them, because in turn the wonderful feedback that you get from that fabulous audience becomes about you.
Yes.
Isn't that nice? All of a sudden they're saying, boy, it's a whole wonderful time that I had. I came in so sad, and then whatever troubles they were going through, I walked in with this kind of down attitude, and now I feel so much better. And how wonderful that I can do that for them. I'm just thrilled and blessed that I can give them that kind of up feeling. And if I help them with an hour and a half or 2 hour show and they go away happy, that's my job. That's what I'm here. That's why I'm here.
That's a cool sentiment. Have you ever had a bad review? I've read reviews of your shows, and nobody ever has anything bad to say about you.
That too. It's wonderful. I think years and years ago there was a woman in Detroit that didn't like me very much. That could be.
Where's she at now?
I don't know. Nowhere.
Now, what do you think of music and the internet? Because you were around when we were paying radio stations to play our music on the air.
Oh boy, I know.
And now we've got all these, you can download anybody's music.
I'm on
you can do YouTube
so much. I go crazy with YouTube because and I will look out in the audience and here's these little red lights, all out there, and I know what they're doing. I don't know. Well, I have no comment to that. I can't do anything. It's new technology, and there's nothing I can do. But many times, the bad part about it is that they are filming you on these little tiny cameras and the sound is not good. So what you see on YouTube is not necessarily the way I sound.
Yeah, and see, this is the thing that I keep hearing from one of my good buddies, Anthony Gomes, the blues singer from St. Louis, Joseph Vincelli, the great jazz artist, and now you guys all have the same opinion, and that is, got to stop filming us on YouTube, because this stuff it gets out there, and then people are like, oh, I'm not going to that because
Michael Feinstein. I just did 3 weeks with him at Feinstein's, and there was a man filming, and he got very angry in front of the audience and told him, put that away now. I did recently. There was some man texting. I could see these thumbs just going like crazy. And I did stop in the middle of a song and walk over to that table, because it was an intimate club, and I walked over and I said, you are missing so much. Put that away and come to me and enjoy this show. I went right back.
I hope someone got that on tape.
The whole audience applauded. Well, a reviewer talked about it, so it's in print. And they all applauded, and I went right back up to the stage and started right back where I had left off in the song and finished the song. So it was fun.
So I guess another one of my questions that I appreciate you doing this. I know that you don't have to do this, and it's always a good time. You're always dressed to the nines.
Thank you.
It's
not really. This is Bob Mackey.
You just threw that on.
Bob is a dear friend of mine, and so he's a wonderful designer, and I love him.
I like the earrings.
Thank you. They're not Bob Mackey. They're Florida. Got those.
Now, what do you think of all this social networking and things like Twitter and Facebook and all these things, and people sharing the music?
Well, I think it's great. I think it's great in that I'm hearing from people that I haven't heard from for years. and there's immediate communication. I think that's a great thing. I get lovely letters from people, email from people. You can go to my website, which is marilynmaye.com, and they do, and I hear from people that I love hearing from, and people that love my work, and they can tell me quickly that they do. The other side of that coin is when I want to know something, I want to know it now. I want to pick up the phone and get an answer. Yeah. So I'm still picking up the phone.
Yeah. I seen a commercial one day where someone was messing with their phone, and they're like, I can't even make a call, and it's like they don't know how to do it.
I love. I've just got off.
They can play ping pong on their phone. And,
I know.
And text people, but
what's
they don't know how
happened
to
to
dial
conversation? What's happened to conversation?
Exactly.
I kind of worry about the kids. I want them to be able to talk and
the English language
with each other.
is the thing I'm concerned with.
Of course,
you is not the letter U. U is a word.
Is a tube. U is a tube. I don't know. It was interesting because I got off a plane recently, and everybody was waiting for their luggage that was underneath the plane, and so they were lined up in the runway, what's the runway, getting on the plane, and there were probably, I don't know, 30 people, maybe 15 on this side and 15 on this side, and everybody, not one person was looking up or looking at anything else. They were just like this, the minute we got off the plane. I know, it's so funny. So all I wanted was my bag.
Now, people can keep up with you on the website, MarilynMaye.com.
Absolutely, MarilynMaye.com. Yes, if they're going to be in New York, New Year's Eve, we'll be at the Metropolitan Room, and we'll be there for another 5 days. And then right after that, in my master class, I have a student who is a lawyer for the New York Times, and she and I have put together an act, and she's going to be doing her act on the 10th, 11th, 12th.
That's
Tell
cool.
Mamas, and she flew into Wichita, and we picked her up to come to McPherson. We're going to rehearse all day tomorrow. So isn't that fun?
That's cool.
Yeah, isn't that good? So she's going to see McPherson too. We've got to do the antique shops in McPherson. So anyway, I love to use
that must be a going on a shopping spree with Marilyn Maye. I bet that could be its own reality
That's
show.
what I do. Some people play tennis. Some people play golf. I shop.
You go antique. Well, before I let you go, talk to me about you recently got honored. John was telling me about this.
Well, John came to that. John Hulachek, bless his heart, he came up to Kansas City, and the native sons and daughters of Greater Kansas City proclaimed that I was Kansas Cityan of the year, and it was the.
Did they make it Marilyn Maye Day in Kansas City?
Well, I've had that by a couple of mayors, as a matter of fact. I'm grateful for that, but I was thrilled about that. Then we immediately in October went to Chicago, where the Chicago Cabaret Professionals gave me a Lifetime Achievement Award. The MAC Association.
You're not old enough to get a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Well, I tell them I'm not through yet. I always say I'm not finished. I have more to do. And but this award here in Kansas will be lovely. I'm quite thrilled about it because I spent my childhood. I was born in Wichita.
Yeah.
And I never lived there, but I moved to Des Moines, Iowa. But I lived in Topeka, Kansas until I was about 12. And then I moved.
You worked on the radio.
I did. I was on WIBW.
Yep.
I won a contest when I was 10 years old, 9 or 10, and then also the Jayhawk Theater. I appeared there every Saturday morning. So when I was a little bitty girl, But now I live in Kansas City still, part-time in New York. I have a condominium in Galveston, Texas that I haven't seen for a long time. But I just.
It's still there.
I just pack my bags. That's all.
Well, my final question: You're so involved with the arts, and you're a big art person. What did you think of the funding a couple years ago getting cut for the arts in Kansas?
We don't have time to talk about that. we do not have time, James. Oh. Well, I'm devastated, and somebody's got to make that right.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to. So
it's crazy.
on a happy note.
Yes, I'm glad to see you.
Thank God for McPherson.
Yes, definitely. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks to the great Marilyn Maye. I wish I could look like you. I've got this. I come in like a schlub, and you've got this.
You don't know. The arts are the most important thing in our life. That's our culture. That's our happiness. That's what we're about as human beings, you know. So they've got to do that.
Well,
Gotta
thank
fix
you.
that. Thank you, James.
I appreciate it, and thanks for watching.